Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are going to discuss about active voice. So starting with active voice. What is active voice? Well, when the actor or the subject comes before the action, that sentence is an active voice sentence. So let me give you an example. I made a cake. So you can see in this sentence, I is a subject and made is a verb, or we can say an action. So the subject comes before the action. So this is an active voice sentence. So the result is a very active sentence. So actually the sentence moves in a very logical action. You can feel the energy in the sentence. There is a lot of energy in the sentence. So students, now let's have some activity. Let's identify the active voice sentences from the following. Starting with the first example, Adil won the football match, and the next one, the football match was won by Adil. So the first one is the active voice sentence. Now why? You can see Adil is a subject and won is a verb. So the subject performs the action. So this is an active sentence. On the other hand, if we see the second sentence, the football is the action. So the action is done to the subject. So this is the main difference between these sentences. So now let's go towards the next example. Now let's discuss the next sentence. The exam was studied for by me, and the next one, I studied for the exam. So the second one, I studied for the exam, is the active voice sentence. As you can see that first we have the subject, I, followed by studied, the verb. And if you look at the first sentence, the exam was studied, the exam is the object, studied the verb, and me is the subject. So the verb comes before the subject. Now we have the next example. A cake is being made. I'm making a cake. So I'm making a cake is an active sentence. Again, we have the subject followed by the verb. And if we look at the passive sentence, see actually the verb was done to the subject and the subject is not doing the verb. And you have to keep in mind that the passive sentence, it is actually a backward construction and slows the reader down and does not have that energy that we feel with the active sentences. Now let's summarize the concept of active voice. Students, you have to keep in mind that we use active voice when we want to place emphasis on the subject, the person or thing doing or responsible for that action. In case of active voice, the emphasis is on subject. So when we want to know who's doing the action, we use the active voice. Students, we know that a sentence is actually a structure that contains a subject, a verb, and object. Subject is the one who is doing the work, object on which the work is being done. Definitely, verb is the action. So in this sentence, I am riding a bicycle. I is the subject, riding is the action, the verb, and bicycle is the object. So to make it clear for you that active voice, in active voice sentence, you will always have the main focus on the subject.